Hello everyone, my name is Rice and welcome back to the No Dip League Amateur Division weekly recaps. This is week 4's recap and yeah, a lot of action this week, but before I get into that I just want to say a couple of things about these recaps. So just a couple of quality of life improvements. First of all, I'm using the same mic for all my recordings so my voice doesn't jump back and forth. That makes me feel really good. Yeah, really was not a fan of that. So good thing I got that fixed for this week. Aside from that, last week I also did not really go into the standings and like each team's record and stuff like that. So we're gonna start off the overall like overview of this week with a look at the standings and how each week or how each clan performed this week, based on their standings. One more thing is I know a lot of clans kind of just come to see themselves or to check out which base got burned, but with a really long video, like last week's video was 30 minutes or something like that. I know it can be hard to like sift through and find where you are in the recap, so this week I've done that for you. I'll have timestamps down in the description for each war, as well as for the start of the bonus clips and all that stuff. Let's see what else. I think that's all that comes to mind. So let's start with the recap. Looking at the standings, this is how each clan came into week 4. Sorry, from week 3. We have Syria Paradise. They were leading the table with a 3-0 record. They shared that 3-0 record with Destroyers, Guns and Honey, and Little Tater Tots. And actually, how many of those clans kept their undefeated status? Only 2 of them did. So yeah, both Syria Paradise and Guns and Honey going down for the first time this week. So yeah, some big stuff going on. In the middle of the pack, we have a lot of clans with a 2-1 record. We have Rogue Elite heading that category, followed by Assam Revolts, AintNobody, 99 Death Balloons, and Artillery Fire. And yeah, results from these clans this week was quite split. We had some of them move on to 3-1, and we had others drop to 2-2. We'll get more into that later. And then there were some clans who are 1-2, CURMUDGEONS, Tamil Quantums, MPL, and the rest clan, and Nepal Reunion. A lot of these clans actually found wins this week, so yeah, very good job to them. And there were some clans that came into this week without a win to their name, but that changed for half of them this week, so very nice job there as well. Yeah, a lot of surprises this week. We have War Inc., Made in Tunisia, Sandigan, and OTP bringing up that category. So without further dilly-dallying, let's get into the actual details of this week. And kicking off the week, you guys, we have Destroyers and Assam Revolts going head-to-head 67-67 in an incredibly close war. Destroyers barely pulling it out on a percentage, 92.56 to 92.04, and overall just a really close war. 2 strong clans coming into this week. Destroyers came in 3-0 and Assam Revolts came in 2-1, so both clans know what they're doing. Lots of success all around, and Destroyers improving to stay undefeated at 4-0 after this war. And in this war, you guys, both clans cleared all the Town Hall 9s with scouts left over, so great job there. And Destroyers pulled out an 11v11 triple, whereas Assam Revolts did not, but in return, Assam Revolts pulled out a 10v10, which Destroyers did not. So yeah, success everywhere this war, and again, just really close, 2 great clans going at it. Assam Revolts dropped to 2-2 after this week, but don't be surprised if they perform like an undefeated clan, because they got damn near close this week. So yeah, once again, great job to both clans. And actually, Destroyers have asked me not to show any replays from their victory, and I didn't make it into Assam Revolts to get any of their attacks either. So no replays from this war, and we'll just move right along to the next one. And next up, we have a very big result. We have Made in Tunisia, who, as we know from earlier, were previously 0-3, whereas Guns and Honey were previously undefeated, and Made in Tunisia pulling off the monster upset. Yeah, wonderful performance again to both clans. And again, it was really close. 67 stars again, which is, yeah, all the 9s cleared, and 1 other triple aside from that. In this case, both clans managed a 10v10 triple, and Made in Tunisia edges it out on percent, making it to 92.84, whereas Guns and Honey only made it up to 89.36. So great performance, again, to both clans. I mean, it was not a bad performance by Guns and Honey in any regard, but Made in Tunisia really came to play this week. Yeah, as I said, cleared all the 9s. No scouts from either side. They hit at a perfect 50% each, so yeah, just barely clearing the 9s, really. It was, I guess it must have been like the last attack, the last 9v9 attempt that pulled out the 9v9 triple, as well as both sides pulling out a 10v10. So we're going to take a look at one of those right now. And for the featured attack from this war, you guys, we will be looking at King Fulin's 10v10. He comes in with a Queen Walk to Miner attack. Queen Charge, actually, more like, because as you can see there, he has 7 wall breakers. So starts off with some funneling with that bowler, getting some nice bounces, taking out a bunch of buildings on its own. Good job, bowler. And he goes in with the Queen Walk, starting that over here on the 3 o'clock side of the base. He's doing the same thing down here with that other bowler to take out some more buildings. Starts his wall breakers under a rage. I think he would have liked to get a double lair break, but only manages 1 because of that Tesla popping up and taking out a bunch of his wall breakers. Queen's going to beat through this Houndloon CC, not a problem there. And over on this side, he started his king and some bowlers. As you can see over there, he's used another rage on his queen just to make sure she gets through this loon. Make sure those healers are nice and healed up, or raged up, I mean. And he started with his miners. He's got that nice funnel on both sides thanks to the Queen Charge, thanks to the King and the bowlers. And now his miners have nowhere to go but in, right at this Inferno Tower. Yeah, drops that first heal so that they'll be healed up underground, because you'll expect some bombs such as that one, as well as the Wizard Tower being there. Another heal up in the middle. Some lower level heroes on this base, 25, 27. So yeah, not up to par with his 40-40 heroes. But no matter, still a Town Hall 10, still some beefy defenses. And yeah, drops his final heal spell there. Miners getting hung up on the King, probably some ground skellies in there too. And these two Expos are just kind of hammering down on his miners. And he kind of gets unfortunate here. They all split off into different directions and get picked off one by all these point defenses on the back end of the base. But luckily his Queen Charge has made it through that wall. And she's going to tank that Wizard Tower, take that out. That was very helpful. Tanking that Archer Tower up there while the one miner takes it out. Still has a few miners down here, and that cannon focused on the Giant while the miners come up from behind and finish that one off. So very nicely done there, honestly, with the Giant there to tank some defenses. And yeah, at this point, the only defense left in the base is focused on his Queen, who is getting healed by the healers. And so this base stands no chance. He still has like 3 or 4 miners left up, and that's going to be plenty to finish the job. Queen takes out that Archer Tower, and everything's going to finish on this Builder Hut over here for the 3 stars. So great job there to King Fulin. Wonderful attack, getting the job done and securing the win for Made in Tunisia. And here we have another upset. CURMUDGEONS came into the week 1 and 2, whereas Syria Paradise were undefeated, and they ran a much heavier breakdown, 30v30. I guess not much heavier, but it was a heavier breakdown, 30v30 war, which explains why CURMUDGEONS made it all the way up to 81 stars. So great job there, and Syria Paradise made it to 79 stars. They did take percentage by a decent margin. They made it to 91.4% destruction, whereas CURMUDGEONS only pulled out 88.77%, but that doesn't really matter because they had a 2-star victory, and those 2 stars came from the 10v10 game. So yeah, both clans pulled out, both clans cleared all of the Town Hall 9s, and Syria Paradise dominated. They had 7 attacks left over, which they used for scouts. Yeah, I mean, CURMUDGEONS didn't do badly either. They pulled out enough attacks left over for 3 9v10 scouts, which they then turned into 2 10v10 triples. So that was the deciding factor here this war. Yeah, 2-0 in the 10v10 category, and CURMUDGEONS just using that to boost themselves over the top and take out Syria Paradise this week. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at one of those right now. In this war's featured attack, you guys, we have Assassin from Curmudgeons taking out Alan from Syria Paradise with a Town Hall 10 Stoned Hobo. So yeah, I love the variation in attack strategies. And he's going to start over with all three of his golems, tanking those point defenses so that his wizards can set a nice funnel. Got his king in there doing some funneling as well. Drops the queen on that side, knows where they're going to path next. So nicely done being able to funnel in those bowlers, using the heroes just to save some time, save some troop space. And yeah, wall breaks into that first compartment. Queen is actually going to loop around instead of going in for that air defense, which is probably not what he wanted. I bet he wanted her to go in. But anyways, he's going to make do, drops the jump, drops the rage, poison for that soft CC. He has a bunch of rage bowlers in there as well as all of his golems, so he should be completely fine. In the meantime, he's already started his hogs from the other side of the base. Deploying them all. Nice separation, slightly surgical on all those defenses. Drops in some more up here on this cannon while it's focused on the pack under heal, so very nicely done there. Trips a giant bomb while going into the Inferno Tower, so has to drop his heal and freezes both the Inferno and the Wizard Tower, and those hogs are going to hop right into the edge of that heal spell there. So that's very nice. Troll Tesla with a giant bomb towards the top of the map there. Stalls his hogs a little bit, and he drops a Skelly spell for these point defenses on the back end, so very nicely done there. That one hog is going to live long enough to take out the Wizard Tower, and even though the Skelly spell is wearing off, and a Springtrap almost dooms his raid, he manages to get the final defense with one hog, one giant, one wizard, and a couple more just barbs, minions, and a couple skeletons left over, and some goblins. But in the end, it was a very close attack. But got the job done. Plenty of time left to beat through these storages, and finishes up at the top of the map there. So nicely done to Assassin, getting the 10v10 3-star with the Stone Hobo attack for Curmudgeons to help seal the victory for them this week. And next up, we have War Inc. taking out OTP 65-62. Both of these clans came into the week without a win to their name. So, I mean, I guess one clan was definitely going to win. Unless they would have tied, naturally. But War Inc. pulls out the 3-star victory this week, as well as having a percentage victory as well, 91.08 to 89.52%. Both clans had an 11v11 triple, and actually both of those 11v11 triples were fresh hits. So, yeah, crazy good job there. And both clans did struggle with 9v9. War Inc. left 3 9s uncleared, and OTP left 5 9s uncleared. Neither clan used any scouts this war either. Nonetheless, War Inc. managed a fresh hit 10v10 as well. So, I mean, scouts aren't needed when you just fresh hit everything, right? So, yeah, I mean, great performance to both sides. Fresh hit 11v11 from both clans. So, I mean, yeah, great job. And we're going to take a look at one of those right now. And from this war, you guys, we will be showcasing Mr. Ladykiller's fresh hit 3-star, 11v11, so very impressive. Coming in with the Go Bow We army, starting off on the corners as usual, just dropping the witches at the bowlers. Started with the golems as well, getting a nice spread to tank all those defenses. Got some nice funneling for his witches. They're going to head down the sides like he wants. Drops the remainder of his bowlers right in the middle there, leading in with the jump spell over those 2 air defenses, and everything funneling in very nicely, a very nice funnel on this attack. Got everything going in, drops his second rage and the second jump down as well. 2 more rages in the bag, pops the warden ability as he enters in these 2 infernos, and drops the 3rd rage to deal with that quickly. Still has another inferno up, and his troops are kind of far away from that, but he still has all of his heroes healthy, or I guess they were healthy. His king is now going down. Not an issue though, as his queen steps up to that inferno, and she's going to loop back for that jump spell, so very nice there. She is taking some pretty heavy fire there. Going to pop the ability at the last second. Very nicely done there. She's going to take out the Archer Tower. Meanwhile, down the sides, that Wizard Tower doing some work on the bowlers, but they stay up, and there's plenty of skeletons to distract that geared up Archer Tower as it goes down from the bowler bounces. So some nice work there as well. Warden is up, keeping all the troops up top. giving them that HP buff. And they're going to finish up one more wizard tower going down. That's focused on the warden, so that was nice. And now it's just the enemy warden statue as well as the cannon, and neither of those defenses can do anything against this horde of witches, skeletons, and bowlers that Mr. Ladykiller finishes the attack with. So very nicely done there. Pop some ground skellies just for good measure, and finishes up with the fresh hit triple. So very nicely done in this attack. Next up, we have AintNobody taking out 99 Death Balloons 65 to 63, as well as winning on percent 92.12 to a solid 88% from 99 Death Balloons. Neither clan here cleared the Town Hall 9s. Yeah, as you can see there, AintNobody left 2 of them up, and 99 Death Balloons left 3 of them up. And on top of that, AintNobody had a 10v10 triple, which 99 Death Balloons did not. And both of these clans battling to get up to the top, sitting in the middle of the pack. Yeah, they've had some up weeks, had some down weeks. Both of them, I guess, struggling a little bit at Town Hall 9, but that can be remedied easily. So yeah, look for good things from both of these clans. Look for some improvements, because I think we'll definitely see them. Unfortunately, though, once again, I did not make it to the clan in time to record a replay for this week. So even though there was a 10v10 triple from this war, unfortunately, we won't be able to take a look at that, and we'll have to jump from here just right into the next war. And that next war is the one between TalladegaNights and Sandagan. TalladegaNights coming away with a 2-star victory, 68 to 66, as well as a good margin on percent as well, 94%, which is, yeah, that's the highest this week, I believe, to 90.48% from Sandagan, and all up and down the line. They found tons of success, you guys. They had an 11v11 triple. Both sides swagged 2 Town Hall 11 attacks, so I'm not entirely sure what the deal was there. Yeah, not sure if there was... it doesn't look like there was an uneven breakdown, so not entirely sure. Sandagan also did not use a couple of other attacks, but regardless, TalladegaNights coming out with an 11v11, 2 10v10s, as well as clearing all the Town Hall 9s. So, yeah, just a dominant performance all around, and with room to spare for scouts as well. Yeah, great performance at TalladegaNights. They've improved their record to 2-2, but after this performance, I would not be surprised to see them keep up the win streak. Yeah, definitely this week's most dominating performance. Yeah, lots of replays to look at. We'll take a look at one of them right now. And leading the charge from this war, you guys, was Boog with his Queen Walk to Mass Bowler 11v11 attack. So he starts off down here with his Queen Walk, just clearing out some trash. He's going to funnel for herself. That anti-2 base with the wall segments is going to do him a favor, actually, making queen pathing pretty easy, nice and predictable. Starts off with his golem and the bowlers, just a few of them sprinkled in to funnel for the rest of his attack, which he's going to go ahead and start now. A couple of Teslas pop up, but that's nice that he gets to get them out of the way early. Keeping an eye on his queen the whole time, rages her in the midst of everything else to keep her alive, so really great multitasking there from Boog. And now he's got the bulk of his army just going in, freezes the eagle, kills the CC with the poison, and everything's in a rage, just mowing through this base. He's dropped his second jump to get right into the Town Hall, and he's popped the Warden ability while his troops take out both those Infernos, so super nicely done there. There is just kind of, it's a ring style base, so his troops can kind of just wander around everywhere, and you're going to see that here. They kind of split off into all directions, get themselves picked off. Yeah, a few bowlers that went up north, they're just going to die out. He's got a pretty decent-sized group of them down here with his queen and the healers and the warden. So that's looking pretty nice for him. Got some wizards running around the outside cleaning up, but he hits a spring trap, loses a few bowlers there, and then the BK just pounds on a few more. Tesla pops up. And really just his bowlers are the first things getting targeted. Even with the healers, yeah, there's just those bowlers are getting taken out one by one. A lot of DPS still left on this base, and now you're going to see that sweeper is going to come into play and keep pushing these healers back. One of them eats an air mine, so now at this point it's just the warden and the queen left alive. Luckily, the queen targets that cannon before she targets the gold storage, and now that archer tower has locked onto the warden. which isn't great, but the Warden's going to do some nice tanking for the Queen, going to tank just long enough for the Queen to take out everything else and move over to that Archer Tower. So he's going to finish off with a little mini Queen walk, just a couple of healers and the Queen, but he's going to get the job done on this base, tripling it for the 11v11 for TalladegaNights, so great job to Boog. Next up is the war between Nepal Reunion and Artillery Fire, and Artillery Fire pulling out a 5-star victory, 65 to 60. Percentage-wise, it was kind of close, but I mean that doesn't matter when you have 5 stars between you and your opposing clan. So, yeah, story up and down. Artillery Fire cleared 13 out of the 14 Town Hall 9s, so not too shabby there. Nepal Reunion, on the other hand, struggled quite a bit, only clearing 9 out of the 14, so leaving 5 Town Hall 9s uncleared, as well as using no scouts. That didn't seem to phase them in the Town Hall 10 game, as they pulled out a 10v10 triple. However, Artillery Fire did pull out one as well, one of their own as well as an 11v11 triple this week, so finding success all down the line was Artillery Fire, and we're going to take a look at some of that success right now. And the featured tech from this war will be the 10v10. We will look at the 11v11 later on in the bonus clips, because that is definitely worth a watch as well. But Kamel, I think I'm saying that correctly, I hope I'm saying that correctly, he's coming in here with a with the dragon attack. He's going to boulder bounce that air defense up here. King and a bunch of wizards are going to take out this air defense down there. Bowler does go down to the mortar. It targeted the elixir collector first, which I'm pretty sure he did not wanted to go right onto the dark drill into the air defense, but he brought a second bowler just in case things went wrong, and yeah, very well done to him, because things went a little bit wrong, and that second bowler came in handy. Queen on her own gonna get this third air defense, and after that there's just one air defense left on this base, you guys, so yeah, just take note if you're a Town Hall 10 base builder. If you're gonna put those external air defenses, you're gonna want to make sure that you can't just bowler bounce them, because for 12 troop space, could have even been 6 troop space, he got an air defense down. So anyways, good base identification to see that he could do that. He's gonna drop in a rage with these balloons and his dragons up here, take out the final air defense, no problem. Gonna go right at the Queen, another rage spell for that. And he's got a nice funnel set as well. Queen did a bunch of extra work getting these buildings down here on that side, so his dragons are going to stay in the core. Drops a heal spell to keep him up nice and healthy. Rage spell to get through to that back end inferno so that the heal spell actually does take effect. And at this point, just looking really good. He still has a rage spell in the bag. Seeking Airmine takes out the dragon up there before it could get down that cannon. But uses his final rage spell here on the defenses, gets double use out of that because it speeds his balloons along. They're going to take out a couple more defenses and eat a Seeking Airmine so that his dragons don't have to, so that worked out very, very nicely for him. And he's just going to finish up down here. He's got 3 dragons left for 1 archer tower, definitely more than enough. And yeah, still has a cannon up there, as you saw from earlier, but that's not going to pose a problem. Let's just speed through this as his dragons going to finish up on that cannon for the 3-star. Very nicely done to Kamel on that attack. And next, you guys, is another very close one from this week. 64 to 64 was the score of the war between Tamil Quantums and MPLEMFFFF clan. Still no idea how to say that name. We'll probably have to get that figured out. Not sure if there is a correct way, but regardless, to the war. We had a lot of success in this war. Both clans, or neither clan I should say, clearing all the Town Hall 9s. Both of them left one of them up. But both clans found good success at Town Hall 10 with 2 Town Hall 10 v10 triples on either side. So great job to both of these clans. They both came into this week probably not where they want to be, both with a record of 1 and 2, and Tamil Quantums edging out the victory here to improve their record, whereas MPL slumps down to 1 and 3, but with a performance like this, which is, you know, nothing to look away from, I would not be surprised to see them improve or perform better than their record would suggest in the future. But in the meantime, let's hop right into an attack from this war. And the featured replay from this war, you guys, even though there were 2 Town Hall 10v10 triples to choose from, this one takes the cake. So we have Optimus Prez coming in with a Go Bowie army. Pre-drops those 2 jumps just to make sure that everything's already set for him. Doesn't have to worry about anything later. They last for a minute each, so as you can see by the timer, that's not even going to be an issue. It only takes him a minute and a half to get rid of this base pretty much. And he spreads out his bowlers so that they funnel for themselves. Got some witches on the sides as well. Everything leading in, taking that jump spell, poisons the CC, drops a rage on those storages with their high HP. And yeah, as you can see, he actually has a bunch of bowlers that decide to go around the edge, but a lot more loop in as well. Second rage dropped with the king ability, so that the bowlers can take out that first inferno on the left, and more bowlers going to swing over as well as the queen. They're going to take out the second inferno on the right, and they both go down at pretty much the exact same time. So very nice there, getting rid of all the threats with pretty much just 1 rage spell. So very good value he gets there. Both sides still going very strong. Tons of skeletons tanking, got bowlers going around on both ends, so that works out nicely. And what's in the core has fizzled out. It's just the queen now, but she does have the ability left. Once she takes out this archer tower, she's going to move onto that wizard tower, pop the ability just to stay safe, take out that mortar, and then back for the second wizard tower, getting that all done just with her ability cast. And at this point, there's nothing this base can do anymore. Just 1 archer tower, and that gets one-shotted by a couple of bowlers. Yeah, got some skeletons that branched out for the corner huts, so no risk of a time fail. I mean, there wasn't any risk to begin with, but finishes up on that air defense and gets the 3-star. Wonderful 10v10 attempt, or not attempt, he succeeded. So wonderful 10v10 attack to Optimus Prez of Tamil Quantums. And finally, the last war from this week was a big deal. Little Tater Tots came in undefeated, whereas Rogue Elite came in with only 1 loss, so 2 powerhouse clans going head-to-head. And Little Tater Tots showing why they're the undefeated clan here, taking a 67-65 victory, as well as a victory on percent. But at the same time, both clans found success at Town Hall 10. As you would expect, they are both, again, very high-ranking clans in the standings. Neither clan managed to clear the Town Hall 9s of the other, but Little Tater Tots did find more success there, and that is what decided this war, leaving only 1 base uncleared, whereas Rogue Elite left 3 bases at Town Hall 9 untripled. So that's the story of the war at Town Hall 10. It was dead even, 2 triples apiece. And we're going to hop into a replay of one of those next. And guys, the featured attack from this war, we have Crunk Station taking out this completely maxed Town Hall 10. This will be a tier 5 of the CWL, and what's exceptional about this is that this was a fresh hit, you guys. Yeah, fresh hit Sui Lalo on, once again, this max tier 5 Town Hall 10. So that's absolutely nuts, and we have to take a look at this. So he's dropped his heroes, some wizards to funnel, wall broken in his queen so that she can reach that inferno, and she'll also get that air defense as well, just going to pound through the storages as she does. But King doing a great job taking all those point defenses, giving Queen enough time to, yeah, and she's fine alone under that single inferno beam, or I mean the multi. Well, 1 beam from a multi-inferno is what I meant. But she takes that out, takes out the air defense, and now it's time to start the Lalo portion. Got some Skelly spells for the Queen, and he's going to go ahead and deploy a generous helping of balloons all around with some nice haste spells to keep everything going quickly. And as soon as that splash damage around the Queen, like that wizard tower and the bomb tower, as soon as all that's down, he's gonna drop the rage, drop the skellies, misplaces the skellies a bit, but loon drops demolish the Queen anyways, and he starts his cleanup as well. He's got a baby dragon, some minions up there. Meanwhile, some more loons coming in with a haste on this back end to get that final air defense, and he saved a heal and a skelly, so even though he's ending on a wizard tower, that's not going to pose any threat to his attack. Still has 7 minions in the bag for cleanup. Probably going to start deploying those soon. Drops the Skelly and the heal to keep that wizard tower distracted and to keep his loons healed up. And that's all she wrote for this base, you guys. Like, that's the power of Sui Lalo. Look at all those balloons he still has up. Still plenty of cleanup everywhere, taking out all those storages. No problem there. And yeah, that'll seal it for this base on a fresh hit, you guys. Just absolutely amazing attack to Crunk Station. Now, you guys, there were a ton of great attacks from this week from all clans. We didn't actually get to look at any 9v9 attempts yet because all clans found success at the higher levels, which is, yeah, that's amazing. Everyone doing great this week. But as you know, it is now time for the bonus attacks, the ones that have not been showcased from the actual war, and yeah, there will be one from each town hall level. We're going to hop right into all three of those now. And for the bonus Town Hall 11 attack of this recap, you guys, we have E-Man from Artillery Fire. You saw him last week, and he's back at it again this week with another 11v11 triple. And this one, guys, this is insane because this was a fresh hit triple on this Town Hall 11. And he's using hogs. You don't see that too often, or at least not in my experience. But yeah, this is looking like, at the moment, with those 3 golems, it's looking like a Town Hall 11 stoned hobo. So yeah, what a treat that is, you guys. Pops the Warden ability to trip those giant bombs and take out that Inferno. So very nicely done there. I think he hit 3 giant bombs inside the Warden ability, as well as got the Inferno down. Trickling in some hogs in a couple of places, such as up there on that wizard tower, just getting some defenses down before he starts the bulk of his attack. No sense wasting a heal spell on one wiz tower when you could take it out with 2 hogs and a giant instead. So yeah, everything is now, his kill squad has just about fizzled out. Kind of unfortunate that his queen was taking damage there instead of the golem, but he's already started his hogs down on this end, while that one expo is distracted on his king. So it doesn't pose a threat to the hogs there. Very nice freeze there. Gets the wizard tower and the inferno tower, and almost gets that archer tower in it as well. Drops the heal before the freeze expires, and what a great hog split there. That was pretty much perfect. One hog peels off from the rest of the group to trip the double giant bomb before the rest of the group encounters it. And now he's out of spells, but as soon as his wizard tower goes down, there's no more splash damage. It's only point defense, and he has plenty of hogs left. That's like 10 hogs he still has up at towards the end of this raid. 3 point defenses left, however, and it does get pretty close, especially as you'll see here in a second. Once this cannon goes down, they move on to the archer tower, and they're going to hit a spring trap that takes out a hog. Archer tower and cannon, they're going to take out another hog. One more hog goes down to this cannon before, I think, nope, just kidding. It stays alive, just barely, and finishes with 3 hogs and a bunch of cleanup. Barbarian King still alive. Just a bunch of storages for these hogs to beat through. Got a nice minion, some archers in there helping out as well. And this one came really close time-wise, right down to the wire. If you saw at the beginning, it took the full 3 minutes and not a second less to get this 3-star for E-Man, but he got it nonetheless on a fresh hit 11v11 stoned hobo. So yeah, pretty mind-blowing stuff. Wonderful attack to E-Man, and good job to Artillery Fire this week. And for the Town Hall 10 bonus attack of this recap, you guys, we are going back to TalladegaNights to see Corey pull off an amazing Queen Walk to Miner attack. And he starts off just with some funnel troops to pick off these exterior buildings. As you can see, this base is pretty spread out, takes up a lot of the map, and that's a trade-off in base building, because when you spread out a base like this, it just means that the attacker has to have a much nicer funnel, because if they don't funnel well, everything's going to get pulled off to the side. So it is a trade-off though, because at the same time, when everything's spread out, it's a bit easier to funnel. So, I don't know, give a little, get a little with a base style like this. But anyways, to the attack, Corey has started his queen walk now that those buildings are down, set a nice little funnel for his queen before he dropped her, and she's just going to pound through that town hall, doing some more funnel work up here with some archers and minions, just pretty much picking off all this exterior trash, all the trash buildings, and he's going to drop this rage preemptively, because he knows his queen's going to come under a lot of fire here, taking on the king, taking on the dragon and the CC. It is a soft CC, which works out in his favor. Queen's not going to get hung up on a hound forever, especially with that enemy queen there. That would have been a dangerous hound to try to beat through. Now with the second poison, Corey, very patient on the queen. She almost goes down, but he saves a rage spell. Just knew that she was going to make it through that. Meanwhile, he's already dropped his king and some miners. Some more miners up there. Guys, he's funneling for his miner attack with his miners, which is, I thought that was really interesting and really cool. And the king as well tanked a lot, did a bunch of stuff, and he drops his leading rage and a leading heal. Guys, look at that spell placement. Absolutely perfect. He knew exactly where his troops were going to go. Invested a lot of effort into the funnel, and it worked out really nicely for him. He was completely in control here. Drops that second heal to cover both the wizard towers, so really nicely done there. Even though the miners are hung up on the ground skellies, not going to matter. And that rage he saved earlier from the queen, he's going to drop that now, so that his miners, after taking out these other defenses, are going to go right into that inferno tower, and under rage they're going to take it out in just a moment. Queen is on the other side taking out some more splash damage, takes out a wizard tower, and guys, that'll seal it for this base. Too many miners up, just one archer tower, and it's not even there anymore. Look at how many miners he has up at the end of this attack, and this was just a beautiful raid, you guys. He was in control the entire time, knew exactly what he was doing. He's going to finish on a corner Tesla down there. His healers find pretty much every Seeking Air Mine in the base along the way. But yeah, just I was blown away by this attack, you guys. Yeah, everything was planned, and it worked out wonderfully. So great attack to Corey. I love that one. And this week's bonus Town Hall 9 attack is going to take us all the way back to the Syria Paradise versus Curmudgeons War. And we have Leo from Syria Paradise going in with a very interesting attack that I actually have never seen before. It is a Queen Walk to Govaho. So yeah, great base identification, be able to see that he could pull this attack off. And yeah, just kudos for actually using it. Don't see it. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen it, so I loved watching this one. So anyways, he started off with the Queen Walk, going to drop that hog in there to take the mortar and also to lure the CC. Only gets a partial lure, a few barbs and goblins coming out. So he tries to send in a second hog and a second here. But that does not actually get in range. It goes to that archer tower instead. So he decides he's just going to have to make do. Yeah, Sweeper's going to interrupt his walk a little bit, or not really, but yeah, just kind of get in the way. Meanwhile, he started with a baby dragon to funnel those high HP buildings up top, and he's dropped in his golem. He's going to enter in this little corner pocket here at 3. Dropped a couple of his own Valks. He has more of those in the CC. He had to pop the Queen ability, but wanted to save the rage, so that's why he opted to do that. Drops his CC Valks, had a bowler in there as well. Poisons the remainder of the CC as well as the rage. And yeah, his kill squad is going through the base. That jump opening up so many compartments, as you can see there. Yeah, basically just has access to a whole ton of the base. And in the meantime, he's going to go ahead and start his hogs down here at these wizard towers. Get those out of the way early so that he doesn't end on those. Yeah, drops the heal for that. Knew he was going to need that there. So better to do that while he still had the heal. And covers a giant bomb in the heal as well, so that's very nice. Meanwhile, his healers have switched over to the one bowler that he brought with him. And that's going to take out a Tesla on its own. So that worked out pretty nicely. Big pack of hogs here, and there's really nothing left. The bowler is going to take out the bomb tower as well. So double value there. And he has a heal spell left in the bag with just a Tesla and an archer tower left over. Gonna swag the heal spell. I'm calling that swag, even though he did kind of use it, but definitely did not need it, as his hogs are going to head over to that final archer tower, and that'll seal it for this base. Plenty of stuff left over. Got the corner huts out of the way, and he's going to finish up at the top of the map for the 3-star with his Queen Walk to Govaho. So very nicely done. Fresh hit Town Hall 9 attack with an interesting variety and some swag. So great job to Leo, and that'll conclude all the replays from this week. And that concludes the NDL Amateur Division Week 4 recap. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, once again, just here's the results from this week. Lots of good action. We had some powerhouse clans going at it. We had some huge upsets. So yeah, definitely an action-packed week. Loved watching the attacks. Hope you did as well. Again, if you're new to the channel, just like and subscribe and all of that stuff. And as for now, I've been Rice, and I'll see you all next time.